Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, and today I have more reverse 1999 video for you guys. And yeah, I just so surprised today, okay, because when I saw the banner that's coming up in the next patch, like really soon, within a couple days, and we knew that Millennia is coming, and followed by the pickle, like the dog, right? And then I'm just surprised to see, just after the maintenance, so like the next patch coming at first, there's a special guest that's going to join with the Millennia together. It's like a double banner, okay? Because in the Chinese server, she didn't come until like way down in the line, like, a couple more patches down the road. And surprisingly, in the North American version or the global version, she's coming, really, just around the corner. And the character, of course, is Druvis. Okay, as you can see on this website here, I really love this website. You can find a lot of information about this. It tells you what's coming, patch 1.1, there's couple events, followed by it tells you what banner is coming. So you can see the Millennia banner will be here in 1 day and 12 hours as when I'm recording the video, okay? At the same time, the Druvis banner will be here. So it'll be same thing, you see, it's the same time. So that's a surprise because, yeah, I don't expect I just expect Millennia and Pickle. So, of course, the focus, we'll just talk about the Druvis, okay? And as you can see, Druvis is a character. Okay, let's go up here. She's a 6-star, and she's a plant, element, and her damage type is mental. So, yeah. And the big question now is she worth pulling? Okay. Of course, it depends on your account, depends on your budget, there's many factors, but I can give you one simple answer right now. And I would say definitely she's worth it, okay? And I'm about to tell you why, okay? As you can see, Druvis, she's a DPS with control and a little bit support, okay? And the reason I say she's worth it because two things, according from the tier list, at the beginning, she stay on the A tier, whether like early or late games. So she's a very decent, very strong DPS, that's what we can know. And her second thing is, besides the damage she can output, she have something called Petrify. Froze people into stone so they will miss the turn. With the exception of if you take reality damage, the Petrify will be gone. So she definitely had to stay with the team that all of them will do mental damage. Okay, so she can avoid, And there's another thing you might need to think about is maybe some bosses will immune to Petrify, so you cannot petrify the boss. But besides that, okay, very useful. Like I can tell you right now, the Petrify is really useful because right now I see we have a knockdown version of her, like a weaker version of her. It's the character called Satsuki. Okay, and then of course she's same thing, just 5-star. Okay, so 5-star plan mental, and the only thing is she, instead of Petrify, she's Satsuki will be doing something called rigidity. I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's a weaker version of Petrify. You have to get 2 stacks, so you have to apply this twice, and then they'll get petrified. And I've been playing around with her, especially on that stage, 1.12 Colosseum stage. I just put it in and let her solo, okay? I'm just playing around, fooling around, okay? And I don't expect her to beat the stage. However, like, she actually do it pretty easily, just because through the Petrify, okay? Because when you petrify the enemy, it's almost like being stunned or being like silenced, like they cannot do, or they cannot do anything in response, and not give you time to breathe, not give you time to do damage. You know, sometimes, especially the harder stage, assuming the monster can be petrified, I found so useful. Okay, like you know, like stop the opponent from dealing a tons of damage to you. You know, trust me, they can deal a lot of damage to you, and then it's hard for the healer to keep up. And then with this condition, or what they call like petrified, it makes everything easier. So she's definitely, look, 400% on all opponent. That's same power level as the A Knight, okay, the AoE version. And with on top of that, you have 1 round of petrify. So after you use this 1 turn after, the opponent, okay, take chill. Let me do more damage before you can take your turn. So yeah, that's a, and then this one's pretty powerful. Look, single target 200%, and if you double it, like 2 started, you have same thing, 200 damage and petrify, and 300 petrify. So yeah, and on top of that, like I really like her because on top of a strong single target DPS, on top of the petrify, she also have AoE, like you know, like small AoE for the second skill. So I know it's a little bit low, 120%, but however, you have 30% penetration rate, which is really good. Okay, so 180, 300, that's not too bad for AoE. And of course, her ultimate's AoE. And so unless the enemy cannot be petrified, otherwise, she's really good. Okay, she's really good. And her damage output is not bad either. So it's same level as A Knight. So you want to have comparison, okay? So we can look at the tiers. I show you tier list for now. See the, okay, we'll put it in end game. Okay, so late game, she's in the same level as A Knight. Now you might wonder, you know, we cover her DPS, you know, we cover her control ability, you know, petrified, but how come she also is support? You know, you might question yourself, where's the support came from? You know, if you say like you stun the opponent for 1 turn, that's count as support, you know, it's kind of fishy, you know what I mean? I would think so too, because so now we can look at her support comes from her inheritance. Okay, so look at the Insight 1. She will have, you know, when the caster have some kind of buff on her, you know, damage is 20%. So that's huge. Okay, for a DPS, she can, you know, do some serious damage. And now, of course, Insight 2 is just same as all the DPS, you know, plus 8% enter battle. So, okay, so we don't need to go and look very hard on that. So move on to the Insight 3. So this is where her support came from. Okay, so when she entered the battle, all plant ally, okay, so including herself, will enter a state called, you know, a circle of life. Okay, and then what circle of life is? Damage heal plus 10% and leech rate 10%. So you give all the plant type ally life leech when they do damage. Okay, and then there's no duration limit. So yeah, so it's like pretty much it will last the entire battle with. So every time they do damage, they will get healed back a little bit. So that's where her support came from. So moving on, let's look at her portrait. Okay, so when you pulling duplicates of her, pretty much everything just increase her damage, you know, the number. So that's a good sign. So that means she's very good already at the portrait, or you don't even need to pull dupes for her. Okay, she's C0 whatever if you play Genshin, you know what I mean? Yeah, so it's a good thing. So you don't need to pull multiple copies of her. You know, she's not bound to, you know, like some other characters. And next one, side tubes. Okay, so here's some pretty good side tube options for her. Okay, and as you can see, since her character, you know, fits for many kinds. You know, here's a 6-star, here's some 5-star, and maybe next patch comes when they have introduced more side tubes. You know, some of them might be better, but just for now, this is the options you can have. Okay, so yeah. With that, like now we just think about the first banner will be Druvis versus Millennia, you know, and in my opinion, I definitely would love Druvis more than Millennia because first of all, Druvis AoE, and she have AoE plus control abilities, and she can support the team on top of that. That's more of my style, okay? So I'm a little bit biased toward Druvis. And there's one thing that sets me apart between Druvis and Millennia, and that is her ease of use, okay? Her damage is out there, and then the Petrify come with it. You don't need to do meet certain conditions, like must be below 50% life, then the Petrify will occur, or something like that. There's no condition, so she's like simple, just cast, bang, everything's there. So compared to Millennia, you have the I just gonna talk about it briefly, okay, because I'm gonna make a video for Millennia. Although she can do probably way more damage, like a big upgrade for the damage, but however her damage just single target, and her damage doesn't come that easily. You have to meet certain conditions, okay? So sometimes some stage the conditions you cannot meet, and then so her damage will be just a regular DPS. So in that case, Druvis might do more damage than her, and then so that's why, and also the Millennia don't have any support for the team. Some people prefer that, but I prefer maybe a little bit sacrifice damage, but I prefer a character can do support too. So that's just my opinion on Druvis. If I'm polling between those two, I would definitely pick Druvis. So yeah, that's just my opinions, and I hope this video helps. If you have any more questions, please leave in the comments below. I would try. I didn't test her yet. The only test I have is through the 5-star knockout version of her. Okay, so but from that I have a little feel of her character, and it is very useful. Trust me, Druvis, it's very good. And that will conclude the video. I hope you liked the video, and if you do, please put a like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.